Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State played host to the Archbishop Metropolitan and Prime Church of Nigeria, Ndokoba, and his entourage at the Government House, Enugu State. Now, participants of Joshua Generation International Youth Conference have been urged to think outside kids alone. Of province, most reverend kidnap of 4 members of the Anglican Church of Zaria Diocese by bandits along the Kachia-Kaduna Road in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. Now, using details, the Prime Minister Henry Koba has said the Nigerian Communion is partnering with critical stakeholders position of human and national development. The Archbishop made the call at the conclave of major stakeholders and leadership of Paul University Oka held at the Reverend Wiz Hall in Enugu. The event was to deliberate on development permanent site and growth of University currently situated in Oka, the Anambra State capital. Describing the institution as a regional heritage, Primate said there was need to address the infrastructural deficit and the purpose of the university to achieve its aim of establishment. According to Primate, the institution stands for the greatest investment of the Anglican Church in human capital development and engagement with the future of the Church and the society. The Primate later inaugurated the Committee on Development of Infrastructure at the permanent site of Paul University at Oji River, Enugu State. The committee's leadership has Professor Uche Ikonne, from Abia State, as its chairman, whilst its membership comprises of accomplished women and gentlemen from diverse backgrounds. The event had in attendance Archbishop of Owerri Province, Most Reverend David Onoha, the proprietor, Paul University, and chairman, Joint Episcopal Council of the 5 Ecclesiastical Provinces of the Niger, Archbishop of Enugu Province, Most Reverend Emmanuel Chukwuma, the Archbishop of Aba Province, Most Reverend Chijioke Nwobia, the acting Archbishop of Niger Delta Province, the Right Reverend Blessing Enyinda, Emeritus Archbishop of Province of the Niger and former Dean, Church of Nigeria, and the pioneer proprietor, Archbishop Maxwell and Ikwenwa, among others. Paul University is collectively owned by 55 Anglican dioceses under the 5 provinces east of the Niger. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State played host to the Archbishop Metropolitan and the Prime Minister of the Church of Nigeria, His Grace Most Reverend Henry Chukwudum Ndokoba, and his entourage at the Government House, Enugu State. And that was before the grand opening ceremony of the church conference that brought together over 15,000 youths across the country to the University of Nigeria and Nsukka, UNN, who will, of old, fight corruption and contribute immensely towards the progress of the country. The Primate expressed delight at Governor Ugwuanyi's commitment to peace and good governance in Enugu State and offered prayers for the governor and the state. His wife, Mrs. Angela Ndokoba, the Archbishop of Enugu Ecclesiastical Province, His Grace Most Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Chukwuma, his wife Joyce, Bishop of Nsukka Diocese, Right Reverend Aloysius Abo, his Nike of Waniri, Akoko Edo, and equal diocesan counterparts, Right Reverend Sir Onyeka Onyea, Right Reverend Benson Chukwunwike, Right Reverend Dr. Sostenis Eze, Right Reverend Kemji Olinya, Right Reverend Jolly Oyepen, and Right Reverend Kenneth Ifeneme, Minister of Power. Venerable Professor Chinedu Nebo were among the dignitaries at the event. Now, participants of Joshua Generation International Youth Conference have been urged to think outside the box instead of acquiring certificates alone. They were encouraged to see the need for acquiring skills. This was the admonition from several guests at the ongoing program in Soka. Wanel Gechuku tells us more in this report.
Joshua Generation! Joshua Generation!
It is an unusual gathering. It is the first of its kind to be seen in the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, where over 21,000 young people are gathered from all over the country for a life-transforming program.
In solidarity that we are the Joshua Generation.
It is the maiden edition of the Joshua Generation International Youth Conference, holding here at ABM Stadium, Nigeria, and Soka, Enugu State, with the theme, Living with a Purpose. During the formal opening, the convener of the program, and other bishops and main chairs from the youth. The primate, the Archbishop of Enugu Province, Bishop of Soka, addressed the youth.
Desire that God will raise kingdom-focused young people who will be very willing to obey God in a very radical way to make the difference and be the change and the agent in our time. That from now on we shall go into the nations of the world as ambassadors of Christ in our vocations.
Marriages are now becoming late because people have no job to marry. Our youth are becoming frustrated. This Joshua, I pray we open doors that every frustration in your life will be disappearing in the name of Jesus. So I plead with don't move about you. God will make you somebody. You will not be your life in the name of Jesus. Ekabo. None. So nuku dezua.
The purpose of spiritual galvanization of these youths, so that we will raise a new generation of people that can transform our generation. We are saying by this conference, enough of blames. Enough of complaints. We want to do something as church, and we believe in God that this conference will raise people that will be sent to the 7 mountains of influence.
A former primate of the Church of Nigeria, the Most Reverend Jasper Akeola, retired, and others also addressed the youth.
It is not enough to have a degree or to have HND. It is very important that your degree must have content and must have practical knowledge. You must have a skill.
You can and must apply today at tfconnect.com to access this live transformation.
So featured drama,
Raymond,
praise and worship, talks and prayers.
I prophesy to you tonight. Every door the enemy has shut against you, after this encounter tonight, several doors shall be opened for you.
In Nsoka, Wanel Gechuku, CNN News.
Thank you for that super report. Still on the conference, Joshua Generation has been said to be a generation that cannot be hindered nor stopped. but a generation that is energetic, that can break walls of barriers. This was an assertion of one of the speakers at the ongoing Joshua Generation International Youth Conference, Venerable Paul Whitaker.
The Joshua generation is a generation that brings down wall. Can I say something upon your destiny? No matter the thickness of the wall, that is what means. It means you don't proceed. It means your road has ended here. It means you cannot continue. And as I stretch my finger to you, whatever wall, whoever built it, whether they belong to Jericho, is the name of your family, thick wall like the wall of Jericho, for you not to get married, not to be a success in life, Joshua generation is bringing it down. It is a generation that brings down war.
They further led participants of the conference into an intensive prayers.
War stops people. They say you will not get a job, you will get a job. Let the war go down. They say you can't get married, you will get married. Let the war go down. They say you are a failure, you are not a failure. You will pass your exams. You will get that war. You are not a failure and you cannot fail. In the name of Jesus. The war go now.
Now from Suka, the Assistant Bishop and Missioner, the Right Reverend Dr. Humphrey Bamishebi Olumakaye, the wife, Professor Mrs. Mutunrayo Olumakaye, and the entire members of Lagos Diocese converged at the Centenary City 2021 for the maiden edition of the Emmaus Experience in celebration of Easter Monday. The diocesan wished the people a joyous celebration while explaining to them the meaning of Emmaus Experience. The event featured, among others, presentation of songs and dance in different dialects and cultures by the archdeaconries in the diocese. At the end of presentations, Marina Beach Archdeaconry, Victoria Island Archdeaconry and Lekki Archdeaconry emerged first, second and third positions respectively. The peak of the Emmaus Experience was a visit to Jerusalem by everyone, where notable places in Jerusalem such as the Sepulchre, Garden of Gethsemane, Golgotha were replicated. It was a beautiful sight to behold. The program was graced by personalities, among whom are the erstwhile Bishop of Lagos Diocese and Dean Emeritus, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Dr. Ephraim Adebola Ademowo and his wife, Oluronti Ademowo, the Bishop Theologian, Church of Nigeria, and the immediate past Chancellor of Ajayi Crowther University, Professor Dapo Ashaju. Now the Right Reverend Abiodun Taiwo Olaoye, Lord Bishop of Osun North Diocese, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, has revealed to Christians the importance and significance of Christ's resurrection. Speaking at the year 2021 Easter picnic organized by Christian Association of Nigeria, Okuku chapter in Odotin local government area, Osun State, Bishop Olaoye admonished and encouraged the clerics and other Christians to give more diligence to the propagation of the gospel across their localities. He emphasized that this is not time to sleep, but to keep awake and preach the good tidings of Christ's death and resurrection to people so that sinners can be saved from their sins when they hear the good news of salvation brought to the world by Jesus Christ from his disciples. Still on Easter, resurrection is in faith. No resurrection, no Christianity. And in fact, no resurrection, no power, and absolutely no reason and enablement for the proclamation of the good news of God's redemption of mankind. Now, this was the submission of Right Reverend Dr. Olukayode Adebogun, Suffragan Bishop, Anglican Diocese of the Trinity, ADOTT, Region 1, as contained in his Easter message to Christians. According to him, if Christ has not been raised, the preaching of gospel is useless, and so is the Christian faith. And for these reasons, one can always allowing Jesus to die on the cross and to rise again. He therefore asked everyone within the diocese to stand on this irrevocable and absolute truth without compromise. You're still watching news on the hour. Still ahead, FIFA suspends Pakistan and Chadian football federations. We'll bring you details of that news and more after this break. Please.
Timberlock, they kill termites instantly. Now the best food preservative. With Timberlock fresh food, Timberlock help you. Timberlock tested, Timberlock trusted. Timberlock fresh food, Timberlock help you. Timberlock tested, Timberlock trusted. Oh, wow, Timberlock. Medium brown, Timberlock. A colorless, Timberlock. You want herbal, finishing technology products. Make you go to them, Timberlock. Now use and tell, Timberlock. Oh, wow.
Timberlock Wood Preservative, the wood preservative brand leader in Africa.
You are Yahweh, you are Yahweh. Hello beautiful people of God, my name is Steve Crown. Keep watching ACNN, don't go nowhere. God bless you.
Now, thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or our social media platforms on facebook.com or youtube.com/acnntv. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the VM Africa app from Android and iOS stores. And you can also advertise your goods and services on ACNN TV. On State of the Nation, 4 members of the Anglican Church of Satellite Intelsat have been reportedly killed by Baya Kaduna Road in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. The incident was said to have occurred in the early hours of Tuesday when it barricaded the road and opened fire on a bus and a truck carrying firewood. While the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs in Kaduna, Samuel Arwan, stated that 8 people were killed during separate attacks in the area. The authorities the attack to newsmen. The Archbishop of Kaduna Province, Most Reverend Buba Lamido, said the bandits abducted 4 of the passengers, injured 4, while the driver of the bus was shot dead. He noted that 1 of the injured persons have been discharged from the hospital, while the remaining 3 were receiving treatment. Now away from Nigeria, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are set to begin their first Netflix project after signing a multi-year with the online streaming platform. The show, featuring the former royal couple, will focus on one of the prince's passionate cause, the Invictus Games, the Paralympics-style competition for wounded veterans. The prince founded the docu-series. It will follow a group of Invictus Games competitors, which is all service members who have life-changing injuries or illnesses as they prepare for the Games in 2022. The series will be directed by Orlando von Ironsidel, by Joanna Netasagari, who won an Oscar for their 2016 documentary, The White Helmet. The executive producer also appeared on camera. Tanzania's new president, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has said she would lift a ban on all media in the country, a radical shift from a press crackdown implemented by her late predecessor, John Magufuli. Suluhu rights group said press freedom had nosedived. He had shut down newspapers and websites, jailed journalists and warned them that there were limits to their press freedom. Last June, the government revoked the license of opposition-leaning newspaper Tanzania Daima, accused of spreading false information and violating journalism ethics. The Committee to Protect Journalists said last year that since March 2019, Tanzania authorities suspended at least 3 other media outlets. Some activists welcomed Hassan's decision to lift the media ban, but urged her to amend laws stifling press freedom. Now to football. FIFA has suspended Pakistan Football Federation due to third-party interference, and also the Chadian Football Association with immediate effect due to government interference. According to local media reports, a group of football officials led by Ashfaq Hussain, which was elected by the Supreme Court in 2018 to run the Pakistan Football Federation but was not recognized by FIFA, took over the headquarters control from the FIFA Normalization Committee headed by Harun Malik. Pakistan was also suspended by FIFA for third-party interference in 2017. The Chadian Ministry of Youth and Sports had stripped the country's FA of its powers on March 10 following concerns over the way it was being run and a breakdown in communication. Last month, the country was disqualified from the African Cup of Nations by the Confederation of African Football due to interference. Now, dates for the Super Eagles Qatar 2020 qualifiers have been confirmed. The date for the qualifiers, which will kick off in June, was confirmed by Eagles media officer Babafemi Raji. The Eagles are in Group C alongside Cape Verde, Liberia and Central African Republic. The 3-time African winners will begin the qualifiers with a home fixture against Liberia, which is fixed from 5th to 8th June. Their next qualifier is an away tie against Cape Verde, with the date set for 11th to 14th June. The Eagles will host Central African Republic on March Day 3 and the day 4th September, while the reverse fixture in Central African Republic will be on 5th to 7th September. On 6th to 9th October, the Eagles will be on the road again, this time against Liberia, before rounding off the group stage qualifiers on 10th to 12th October at home to Cape Verde. The Eagles must top their group to stand a chance of progressing to the playoff stage, which is the final qualifying round. If that is achieved, they will host the first leg against whoever they are paired with on 9th to 11th November. They will now travel away for the second leg billed for November 14th and the 15th in 2021. Now, to end the news, let's give you a recap of the major stories. Governor Ifeanyi of Enugu State played host to the Archbishop Metropolitan and Primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, His Grace Most Reverend Dr. Henry Chukwudum Ndokoba and his entourage at the Government House, Enugu. Participants of Joshua Generation International Youth Conference have been urged to think outside the box instead of acquiring certificates alone. Kaduna Province, Buba Lamido confirms the kidnap of 4 members of the Anglican Church of Zaria Diocese by bandits along the Kaduna Road in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. And that's the size of the news of the hour for today. Remember to be part of the Joshua Generation. It's a program for all youths and of course everyone who wants to see the paradigm shift in this generation. Thanks for watching. I am Charles Philip Walker. Bye.
from the nation's capital, we bring to you the good news through various programming, news updates, worship and teachings.
The paralysis of sin makes us to be separated from God.
Contact us for your live streaming solutions and event coverage such as synods, conferences, seminars, revivals and lots more. Engage us in showcasing your brands and services to the world through adverts and sponsorship. We also offer latest broadcast equipment for rent, all at affordable price.